Action replays in DS games were a tool of witchcraft to young trainers, myself included. But instead of using it to walk through walls or skip over cutscenes, I broke the game and exposed details that Game Freak didn't really want us seeing. So welcome the notorious camera break. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, enter the base-filled Burbank City. Usually when you're behind here, when you're looking at these angles on the bridges, you can't see this regularly. Like, the girl at the bottom, nah. Look at this stupid sprite! Yo, bro, is Watchog okay? He's gotta lay off that revival herb, yo. He's been hitting it too much. Alright, we're coming down to the docks. We got two men making out. Even more interesting, I go left and you can see underneath the map, the other route is literally getting loaded into. Okay, welcome to the complex, except I can't see a thing. And yet again, a lag fest. This is crazy. I think this time it has to do with all these 3D shapes that are just getting loaded on, like all these domes. I'm playing at 1x speed. I'm not kidding. Look, 1x. I'm not lying. If you're into movies at all, you're gonna know exactly where I'm going. You're probably curious as to how I'm doing this in the first place. So here's a nerdy explanation that I'll keep brief for you guys. There are two controlled sliders that represent a number from -32,000 up to +32,000. The player camera is attached on two separate axes which get manipulated by these sliders. And in the middle of these axes holds the player itself. Think of them like the origin points to an invisible sphere that surrounds the player. The top slider then changes the pitch of the camera, aka vertical movement up or down. The middle slider edits the camera's yaw value, which is horizontal movement left or right. Adjusting these generates an AR code based on each slider's number, telling the game to move the scene camera in a particular manner. For example, 00 is a straight shot forward, while moving the top slider to 9500 gives us results that practically mimic the default camera. And yes, since values can go into the negative, the camera does in fact rotate behind the player for some trippy angles. I'm ignoring the bottom slider since it acts as a zoom, because it's honestly so small of an effect that it's not worth an explanation past here. So now you know. Riding posted up on the bicycle. That's how we're arriving to things. I'm just curious, are things gonna de-render once we go to the right? Maybe? Yeah, that figures. This wall is fully built out and there's like a piece of land. I'm gonna pop out the mouse. There's like a piece of land at the bottom. Interesting, that's built. All right, so I'm completely looking left now. I literally can't, it's so hard to control this. Keep in mind, like, the controls still stay the same no matter what camera angle. So I can be looking opposite of where I'm viewing and up is down to me, but down is up to me. That's just how it works. Hello, trainers, can I jump in the fountain? Maybe? Nah, they don't let you. All right, I'm trying my very hardest to get this boat to show. Perfect, there we go. There we go. So this is like the back routes of PokeStar Studios. You have just the storage sections. Inside they're doing costume fitting, makeup, and script checks. Well, in here, we're editing the camera. I can't say this is not what I expected from this location. It's so cool to see everything rendered at once. Like it's just a whole new perspective on things, honestly. All right, y'all wanna see something weird right now? Ready? We land and fly. The camera just glitches, boom. And I move once, oh, back into position, look at that. Castelia City is a weird place because you could technically edit the camera, but as you can see right now, this is still on a fixed position. And the only reason why it's not getting like change and it's not jittering like crazy, it's because despite us being on the docks right here, when you're actually going through that loop circle, your camera's on a fixed position. So Game Freak hard-coded that where you can't even really edit the camera in this scenario. Like as you can see, I'm walking and moving normally now, and it's just how it is. I literally just peeped too. There's like clouds and fog that rolls over. It's too authentic. It's New York City. Look at these volumetric lights. Ooh, that fog, those pixels. You can quite literally see like every small little nitpick detail. I can individually count out the pixels for that sign if I really wanted to. And it's especially neat when we're on the bikes like this, we can kind of just zoom down the lines of sight. Even out here, does the camera change? Yeah, it does, look at that. That's so weird looking. We should not be crossing this territory. This is even weirder this is even stranger of a look in reverse. There's just no buildings, it's just walls. It does check out. It checks out because you can't even see the structures naturally. May I introduce you guys though to Icarus City? So on December 31st, you get this special snow called Diamond Dust. I have such a guilty pleasure on going around here during the actual winter. Like I'm from New York, there's snow everywhere. This place is just peaceful. I do believe we have a meeting with the Shadow Triad, yep. Going into the route though, that's right below this bridge, because we have all this damn ice, and I'm definitely gonna accidentally run into someone that I don't want to. Let me just hide in the corner. I don't want to get spotted by this dude. There's this cool thing I wanted to try right here. Yeah, okay, hold on. We're gonna set this to 0 and put this just at a left angle. All right, maybe a little too low. As you can see, these logs, they're not actually 3D models, they're just 2D sprites. Okay, that's a little bit better of a view. I'm gonna fish real quick. Yeah, it's just so funny, yo. We got a Pokemon anyway. Little Barboach. If only he knew what we're doing. So in Mombasa City, this is I think where things are gonna get a little interesting from here on out. Because as you guys can see, The Ferris wheel stuff and all the amusement parks are not getting rendered. It's just trees for whatever reason. And it's funny, I can still see like these guys up close. Their 2D sprites are just hanging out. All right, so walking in here though, this looks pretty. This looks nutty. This scene in particular. There's a lot of NPCs, just a lot of things that get loaded in with the scene. Something I just noticed too, this Autonose head, it doesn't have a back neck. Yeah, and even the same thing with the Ferris wheel, the bottom of the Pokeball containers, they're not modeled either. Game Freak knew what they were doing with this. I'm so curious to check out Elisa's gym though. This place is a bop. You can't walk in here and one, this badass music that's playing, and now you have this cool camera angle. Nah, this is an all-time gym. I don't know what to tell you. The sprites are actually all at an angle, which is really interesting. They're at like a 30-degree slant. I guess when you're down at that 45 regular angle, it kind of makes it look like they're in the crowd. What is going on? All right, so I guess the camera angle stays for the cutscene. Wait, so does that mean like if you go in reverse, look at the cutscene from reverse, if that makes sense? Like if I were to just whip this a negative 32,000 degrees, it would probably play in reverse. Wait. Yo, there's no trainers. Wait, what? The crowd was like, nah, I don't want to do this. Yo, you guys 100% saw this coming. What is going on with this? Everything is like rotated at a weird angle. Like this is definitely how the sprites are set up in the overworld, in the level editor. We need to get a little higher. I'm not talking about smoking. I literally can't even tell if this gem is like 2D or 3D. It's definitely 2D by the way it's angled. Yo, someone in the no, these are 3D. These are 3D gems. Yeah, this is the main entrance, all right. Route 6 in reverse, anyone? Her reflections are actually visible greatly now. This makes me wonder if it's actually not just like shader reflections. I'm pretty sure this is just a separate second sprite for the reflection. This is just cinematic. This is just gorgeous. Yo, enough. Maybe not for these random ass rocks just hanging out on the top of the mountain, on top of Axew Cave, although I know that's not its official name. So far, there has been ridiculous amount of weird instances with visuals. You guys don't know about hidden grottos? I'm about to see what the hell happens. All right, there's just blackness. There's not a Pokemon or item. I mean, there's probably an item, an invisible one at that. Hold on, can we pick it up anyway? Stable mulch, all right. This is just a straight angle now, okay. It's a little more, except we gotta get under this black. There has to be a way to. And, oh, maybe too far. I'm looking at his pants right now. Pause. I might have found a sweet spot-ish. This is... I love how the only thing rendered right now is the actual hidden grotto, which makes perfect sense. I don't see a reason why other elements in the game should be rendered. Okay, so just quickly breaking the fourth wall. I have an idea with Marlon's gym. I think this is really gonna work. I need to literally traverse this gym, not in like an edited camera state, so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. If anyone has the slightest of idea, please just let me know. Just leave a nice comment right before I do this. Oh yeah, hold on, please. This is beautiful. I'm at peace. Just zen and bliss. That one individual ride was just enough for this whole city, but honestly, nah, screw it. We're exploring more. I don't care. We can see things are still breaking with this camera angle. You have the water droplets on its foot, obviously offset. I wonder how the logic on that works in code. Yeah, everything here is just rendering in pretty instantly. Like, if I'm not in the regular perspective, I don't know where these stairs are, and I'm kind of just guesstimating. Here's Terrakion. Bro's hanging out. Since we're basically right here, I want to see if we can break Giant Chasm, if I can even get through the trees. Okay, fine, perfect. I'm not talking about this cave portion either. Can't even see my head. I'm talking about the outside part where the Team Plasma ship comes down and there's like snow everywhere on the ground. Right outside here. It is hella foggy. Yeah, so trying to navigate this with this camera angle, it's interesting to say the least. During the Team Plasma event, it's probably a lot more difficult considering that you have a bunch of ice to slide up to get to a ship. I can't imagine that being fun. What's gonna happen if I just do a full 360, break the camera? Oh, all right, maybe try lowering this down to something like 1000 pitch. I don't know. All right, that's a lot better. So it's really cool to see the grasses laying above the player's waist, and it's not like a 2D flat image. That's something I didn't even really pick up on, honestly, playing through. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys right now. We could not have done this without even trying Village Bridge first. Like, this is probably my most anticipated one yet. This is, I didn't, oh. Okay, so it looks like there's a fixed camera position on the bridge, but not on the grass, which I guess makes sense. You do have this arch, like it brings in, it zooms the camera out and in again. So valid? Yeah, and it resets instantly. So weird. Yeah, Village Bridge is pretty. Village Bridge is honestly, oh, another spot. Okay, so there's a few spots here where there's fixed camera angles and there's another trainer. Oh yeah, get out of here, finally. So it's an ease in and ease out, and then you just go right back into the default camera. Little did you guys know, I don't know if y'all knew back here, you can talk to this little fella over here. He plays some instruments for you. Quick intermission, I gotta catch a Carvana for Surf. So with the newfound surf capabilities, I don't think the camera will reset. Yeah, no. Well, all right, only under the bridge, which is fine. This might be really good thumbnail material. I don't know. You will either see it or not see it. Yeah, it's even better. Now you can't even really see the grass. And there's some weird shading issue going on with the water too. It's like it becomes dark and then you move. Wait, no, hold on. Yeah, you see it's like becoming lighter and then dark, lighter, dark. All right, I'm doing a complete 180. I'm going straight to Victory Road now, which is interesting because this is nuts what I'm looking at. So if I go in this back crevice, what's gonna happen? Oh, there's a lot to this. Where am I going? We're gonna have to set this very high. So we're gonna be almost looking straight down at the player right now, but I need to see what the hell is going on. All right, this is more like it. You know what's funny? Our head is so high up, we're clipping through this right now, which is pretty funny. So nothing here in Victory Road gets loaded clearly behind you, which is, it's strange considering I'm so close to these chunks and like the background elements behind me are not getting loaded. So for us to actually see this, I'm gonna maybe turn this a little bit. All right, that's better. Look at that. So you get literally a straight on path. But guys, have we ever seen the Elite Four? Because there's just a missing wall in between those two doors and the statue, like inside the actual facility. This is another one of these scenarios where the camera right now isn't changing. I'm assuming this is on a fixed position because as you guys can see, I'm like turning and rotating as you walk with it. So Game Freak literally puts you on like an individual axis while you're in these moments. The caves are the same, and I did not battle Hugh in this. Let's just hit it with like full 90-degree rotation almost. Apply this. Yes, please. Update. This is so funny that the literal pedals are 2D too. So it just goes to show like they're using billboard sprites for all these too. Fun missing house. All right, I am curious to see something though. We're on the edge of the map. How far does this water stretch out? Yeah, this is what I expected. Emptiness. You have the repeating texture, and then obviously we have these invisible houses. Running directly down, I wonder how this is gonna look. Yeah, I knew things would de-render. That's pretty cool. So it seems like chunks are loading in and out basically as you move around. It's gonna save on resources. And we stroll right on into Accumula Town. I can't even see what I'm... All right, we're definitely blocked by the buildings ahead of us. It would be a crazy challenge for someone to actually like play in a distorted world like this. Maybe I'll do that. This straight on shot though, this is a lot better. So you can actually see a lot of the 3D architecture that they use now when you're doing this. And that is crazy. You can literally see through to the next route. Wait, if you can see, that's literally the hill where you grab like items. Yeah, this is wild that the chunks are loading in already. Keep in mind, we're not even through the route gate yet. You see the gate isn't even loaded, yet we can still see the route right up here. It's even stranger though, there's no trainers. Like, that kind of makes me believe that things are loaded on different levels and different chunks. Yeah, and here are all these trainers. So strange, really odd. Because that I was just gonna say. Here were these items. I'm gonna do a fat 21,000 to the right. All right, we're getting somewhere. Hold on, now we just have a blob of gray. All right, still a blob of gray. I'm hoping we can maybe get a little bit more out of this. All right, maybe not. Maybe this is as far as we're getting. It's just this blob, which is interesting. The houses aren't even rendered, but the benches are. I did not expect Striaton City to have like back sprites on their buildings like this. This is odd. This is so odd to play as. Let's get straight down the other way, honestly. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. It would have been so cool if Univa's cameras changed like this, where you can be walking down like a street. This reminds me of something from the 3D games, like when you're walking in an X and Y game down like, I don't know, Lumio's City.